Okay, so the tax and expenses, this is a small topic. I think content, purchasing a property in Japan is easy, straightforward. But, you know, you live in English-speaking country. So English country like a British system, and they are different from the continental European system. And Japan happened to be the continental European origin system, so some differences are there. But anyway, solicitor in the English-speaking world becomes like a notary for us, kind of thing. So those are minor changes, but yeah, it's easy, and we always help the buyer to complete the process. The purchase process is very easy. Step one, make an offer letter. Offer letter in a country like US, they need proof of fund. They need to see you have the sufficient amount of money to close a deal. It's very common, I think. But in Japan, no such obligation. You don't need the proof of fund. But only the very high-end properties in Tokyo, they ask because they have very competition. But 99% they don't need, no legal obligation. And after the offer letters arrive, the seller and buyer negotiates, and when they agree on the price and condition, then you are asked to travel to the Japan embassy in Singapore to obtain the signature certificate. This is actually the substitute of 印鉴证明. 印鉴证明 like a seal certificate. China, Japan, Korea, they use seal. We do the last seal. Seal is registered to the government. But Singapore probably use signature. So that you do the signature certificate that substitute our system. So this is very easy. And when the agreement, we do the agreement, the sales and purchase agreement electronically. Usually the DocuSign. So you can sign by electronically. Yeah. And also we have to explain the Zoom, the key point in Zoom conference. The thing is, main contract and like attachment, they have to be written in Japanese language. So the original are Japanese. So what we do is, we do this brief explanation of the important thing in English. But one good thing is now the AI translator is very good. So you can do the machine translation. It's equally good as professional now. Yeah. And after that, you sign it. You pay the earnest money. Earnest money is like a deposit, approximately 10% of the purchase price. And probably you may use the international wire. And when the closing date and decided, and then you will be paid the rest of funds and expenses before the closing. And actually, the one thing is, at the closing, date of closing, you become the legal owner. Probably it's the same as in Singapore, I think, because in English word, exchange of the contract is the day that you become the owner. So we do the similar and we call it closing. Then at the day of the exchange contract, the rental income is yours. But the title deed will be coming later. Yes. Yeah. The title deed is something that you can just keep it and forget it. That's it.
What happens between step 3 and step 4? What is happening and how long it takes?
It depends on the deal, but usually takes 3 to 4 weeks, 1 month.
What is happening in the...
Many people in Japan, they use loan finance.
So bank loan,
Yeah, bank loan. So usually they sign the bank loan, and 90% of Japanese buyers they do subject to finance.
If that is removed,
Can be removed. I don't put the subject to finance because I want to bargain. I want to buy cheap. But most people they actually only first time buyers, they buy own home, they usually do the finance subject. And even you can do the subject to finance, but
we cannot borrow.
What's the meaning of subject to finance? Subject to the loan.
subject to the loan, yes.
Subject to the loan.
So actually, yeah, actually, well, our assumption is Japanese bank loan.
Yeah.
Foreigner can take loan, but probably the contract may be no finance clause, finance contingency clause.
But let's say it's cash buy, how long it is?
At least 2 weeks.
What happened during these 2 weeks? I don't know.
If for the cash buy, no much drama.
Nothing.
No much drama. We check the management company, we check the insurance, maybe those, arrange those. Because already, purchase sales contracts already signed. So after that,
Who represent the sales and purchase agreement, the lawyer?
notary. Actually, we say 行政书士. It's like it's similar to the solicitor. Yeah. But they only do the real estate related.
Are you saying the process is fast because it's cash? 2 to 3 weeks you finish it?
Yes, you can do that. And many sellers are happy.
Sure.
I have some difficulties in step 2 for the foreign buyers because most of the foreign buyers are Chinese. And recently we had a situation where the buyer lives in Shenzhen but Hong Kong passport. And they don't have Hong Kong address. So for people who live in Singapore and Singaporean passport, it's very easy. But that's the kind of thing. Hong Kong, Shenzhen stuff is very complicated. So, yeah.
But this whole process, right?
Yeah.
Does it, for example, if let's say, for example, the current seller
Yeah.
has some issues with the house.
Issue.
For example, he owes money to certain, owes to the, what do you call that? The
Okay.
city.
Yeah.
So does that affect your purchase, or your purchase is separate? What he owes is what he owes. You still get the house.
Actually, you are talking about the owner has debt, current debt. They have to clear. They actually say we already discussed before the purchase and sale contract. We get the owner to remove the loan before the closing, and it usually takes 2-3 weeks, depending on it. So that means like step 3 and 4 sometimes becomes a month due to the owner issue. They have to repay the loan kind of thing. So yeah,
So the owner will have his notary.
owner has the notary. Owner side they have the notary. Seller side they have the notary. Own the notary. Similar to Singapore.
But let's say the buyer,
Yes.
any other cost involved with the buyer except for the price?
I will explain here. At purchase, what you pay is tax and expenses. We don't have the crazy stamp duty, 60%. It's easy. Tax and expense are usually 6 to 8% or 7% altogether. agent commission is 3 to 4%. All other legal fee 1%, acquisition, registration also one kind of thing. So 7% is a norm. During ownership, you have to pay the property tax. And if you have some rental income, the income tax will be payable. Yeah. And then the expenses, I think every country, they have the same. If you buy apartments, you have to pay strata or condo fee, what would we say? The sinking fund, property management fee. And when you need to find a new tenant, you have to pay the lease fee. Yeah. So not many, no exotic things. At sales, if you get a capital, you are asked to pay the capital gain tax. So I recommend you to hold for more than 5 years because you have less tax rate. Inheritance is if you pass away, you have to inherit that kind of thing. Inheritance tax, no need. In Singapore, no need. Because you don't have the inheritance tax. Okay, no need. Actually, I use this for the Taiwan, so and then Singaporean no need. And finance options, UOB offered finance for Singaporean residents purchasing Japan properties in big cities, 5 big cities. Yeah. Fukuoka is one of those. Only 5 countries they offer such loan. Only Australia, Japan, UK, Thailand, and Malaysia. Japan is one of those. They say loan to value up to 70% and the loan tenor up to 35 years. Something. I can introduce the bank officer if you need. And this Fukuoka is just 1 TPS. I think this is one emerging developing Japanese city, very exciting thing happened. Kumamoto is, and those are the southern island, which is subtropical. And those are places like they have the climate that people like. And Kumamoto is the place where the Taiwanese TSMC, like the largest semiconductor factory, they are constructing the huge fab, like yes, they are. It's becoming the huge semiconductor city, and Kumamoto has a population of 700,000 children. Fukuoka is the next city, and this has 1.6 million people by Ryushu. So, and also those 2 cities are connected in 30 minutes by Shinkansen. So Kumamoto, like a semiconductor developed, and Fukuoka is also benefiting. Yeah. And this is the city that the population is increasing the fastest in the country. Those are places that you may remember.